They say when evil falls, it falls like rain. This appears to be the story Nigeria is facing today. Aside the much talk about debilitating effects of the banditry, kidnappings, terrorism, and all kinds of crimes that have been taking place in Nigeria, we have been faced in the last 1 year with problems of high food prices and of food shortages and then hunger. And then just a few days ago, another report came out that shows that Nigeria is slipping into more poverty. My name is Rimamnde Shawulu. This is The Other Side. The Guardian newspaper, in its report a few days ago, reported that no fewer than 141 million Nigerians are expected to live in poverty this year. PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, revealed this in its Economic Outlook 2026 report. The economists who spoke with The Guardian, according to the report, said that there's serious poverty in the country, and this is compounded by ongoing reforms, which, according to them, is necessary and inevitable. According to the PwC, the International Accounting Firm's latest report, turning macroeconomic stability into sustainable growth, projected a deteriorating poverty levels of about 62% of Nigerian population. But that is not just the problem that we have in Nigeria today. There is a report from Kaduna State showing that over 2,000 Kaduna farmers record 10.16 billion naira losses. They are seeking federal government and CBN report. According to the report, published in AmazingTimes.live, farmers in Kaduna State who recorded losses estimated at 10.16 billion naira during the 2025 farming season have appealed to the federal government for assistance through free or subsidized farm inputs. The farmers, numbering 2,143 and drawn from 3 senatorial districts of the state, said they were pushed to the brink by a nationwide crash in maize prices, despite sharp increase in the cost of agricultural inputs. Of course, that is not just the problem that we have today in the economy. As reported some days ago, cassava farmers this year recorded heavy post-harvest losses. According to the reports, smallholder farmers in Atani, one of the farming communities in Ogbaru local government area of state, are complaining the flood and so forth that devastated their farms and their cassava farms, and they've recorded losses that are difficult to recover. And as well, another newspaper, Business Day, reports that over 1,356 farmers were killed in the last 5 years due to recurring insecurity. This, of course, does appear to be a very conservative figure because most of the victims of kidnappings and famines, which number in tens of thousands, living in the rural areas. And so in the coming year, we'll have a twin problem, a problem of increasing poverty and the problem of people being unable to go back to their farms because of the increasing cost of farm inputs. Farm inputs costs have not reduced, and farmers are unable to sell their products. And the problem was worsened, of course, with the decision of the government to give licenses to importers to import rice, maize, and beans, to the extent that farmers and small-scale traders who used to export Nigerian beans are unable to export their beans because the government does not want beans to be exported. The result of it is that beans, maize, and rice are being sold today below market value. The implication is that farmers will not be able to get the farm inputs that will enable them to go to farm next year. And as well, we have the problem and the challenges that have increased in the last year of several bandits taking over the rural areas, violent non-state actors preventing farmers from going to their farms. In many places, such as Benue State, for over 5 years, farmers driven from their lands have not been able to go back to farm. And in some cases where they go back, they have to pay protection money to bandits, kidnappers that have taken control of those rural areas before they are able to go back to their farms. And in places like Taraba State, farmers who go back to harvest their crops are killed by bandits and violent non-state actors who have taken siege of the rural areas. Now, we also have the additional problem with the low prices of farm products. Farmers may not be able to go to farm this year, and because they may not be able to go to farm, and government may not be able to sustain the importation of the farm products that they've been importing, we may have the challenge that there will be massive food shortage by the end of this year, unless government finds some money somewhere to keep importing. And even when the government gets those items imported, the government may have to also subsidize the purchases of such products, because many of the farmers and the people living in the rural areas, even in the slums of the big cities, many of whom have run to the big cities like Abuja as a way of escaping from bandits and kidnappers, may not have the money to buy these products. Now, what are the options that are available for government and all those who are interested in changing the Nigerian trajectory? The government has spoken very eloquently about the efforts that it has been making to reform the economy. Reforms that do not engage, sustain, develop, improve on the productive sector of the economy may not go very far. The idea that government, by its action, especially the importation of food from other countries, means that the government has increased unemployment, because we have a lot of young people roaming the rural areas and the slums of the big cities, who would have gladly gone back to the farming communities if there were peace, or if they could sell their products for proper value. But as of today, the twin problems of violence in the rural areas, in farming communities, as well as the inflow of cheap food products from outside Nigeria, has resulted in a situation where many people, farmers, may not go back to farm. The result of it is that in the coming year, Nigeria may enter another twin problem of having more unemployment and more food shortages. What is your take about the actions of the government? Should the government not be thinking about subsidizing production, as it happens in the United States, by buying off from farmers at market value the products that they have that do not have value today, than for government to import cheap food and destroy the farming communities and create more unemployment? My name is Rimamnde Shawulu. This is the other side. If you are enjoying our content, we would like you to like and share our video. We prefer the like, so that YouTube will recommend our videos to other people